Yesterday, I had a different topic that I was going to speak about tonight. Had thought about this topic until something very special happened. I happened to meet a woman that I had never met before as I was at the Salt Cave. If anyone wants information about the Salt Cave, see me afterwards. I was meeting this woman for the first time. Found out that she had retired from Michelin. We had some common friends. And I asked her, did you go to Toastmasters at Michelin? And she said, I did. So after many different conversations, I said, well, would you come and visit our club in Malden? I know that surprises many of you that I did that. She said to me, Ruth, I don't think I am quite ready to do something like that. You see, in the last year, I lost my mother, my only sibling died, and my best friend died. And I could feel the pain and the sorrow in this woman's eyes. And I just said to her, would it be okay if I give you a hug? And she said, yes. And I hugged her, and I could feel that she really reciprocated that hug and that it meant something to her. And she said, I am just so happy to have met you, how serendipitous. And we agreed that we would be in touch with one another. I got in my car to continue running my errands for the day. But as I did, I felt this sense of joy, a sense of happiness, just by the words that this woman had used. So I went to Trader Joe's, my favorite grocery store of all. I always get happy when I'm in there. I love the music. I find myself sometimes dancing and singing in the aisles. You'll be embarrassed if you're over there when I'm there. And as I'm getting ready to check out, the woman in front of me had a bottle of wine, and the cashier said, I need to see your ID. And I said, well, nobody here ever asked to see my ID. She looked in my cart and said, I see you have a bottle of wine, ma'am. I will need to see your ID. And I jokingly said, yeah, right. Mm-hmm. I turned 65 this Sunday. I need to have my ID checked. And she says, you don't look 65. And she said, I'm 50. And I said, oh my gosh, you don't look 50. I thought you were at least in your 30s. And she did look in her 30s. I said, what is your secret? She proceeds to tell me that she uses the conditioner and the products there at Trader Joe's. And I said, well, when mine are finished, I'm coming to get some from Trader Joe's if I can look like that. So we're talking, obviously a lot, because I noticed the two people behind us went to the other line. And all of a sudden the woman disappears. And she says, excuse me for a moment. She comes back with a beautiful bouquet of flowers and puts them in my bag. And she said, happy birthday. And I said, I can't believe that. You're giving me those flowers? And by the way, I looked at them. They were the more expensive ones, $9.99. And she said, yes, I want you to have a happy birthday. Well, tears came to my eyes. I felt very moved by this random act of generosity and kindness. And so I said to her, and we had exchanged phone numbers, and I said, may I give you a hug, Corinne? If you haven't figured it out, I'm a hugger. And she said, absolutely. And here again, just another wonderful hug. I left that store feeling on top of the world. And I thought, this is a great day. What a wonderful day it is. So when I got home, I said, I'm changing my speech. This made me feel so good. So I started researching websites, random acts of kindness, and I found on one of the websites a video and said, please watch this video and give us your reaction. It was a video of a dog crossing a very busy 4-lane road. 4 lanes this way, 4 that way. And the dog is weaving in and out of traffic, and then he's hit. And you see him lying there. And then you see this other dog coming in, weaving in through the traffic. And this other dog is pushing this dog over to the side of the road. And some workers saw this happening, and they came and they saved both of the dogs. And by the way, the dog did live. But once again, I found myself moved to tears. So then I'm looking on the website and saw that a psychologist was talking about the value of acts of kindness. And the reason that people are moved by it is, number one, there's a renewed faith in mankind in a world that is oftentimes chaotic. And it also gives us a sense of connectedness in a world where we often are disconnected from one another. And he says there are 3 benefits. There's the benefit to the giver, there's the benefit to the receiver, and then there's the benefit to anyone who happens to view these acts of kindness. And I thought about that, and I thought, how can I make myself more joyful by giving acts of kindness? And there's a whole list of acts of kindness that you can give that you may never think of. I was amazed. I wanted to print them out, but I thought, too much paper. So I'm going to share with you just a few of them. And I do this often. Let somebody merge into traffic. Let them ahead of you. And when you're in the line at a store, if I have someone has a few items, I say, please, go ahead. And they go, oh, thank you. It feels good, doesn't it, when someone does something like that? Take your neighbor's trash cans in, or their newspaper. Or I thought this was an interesting one, and a little risky for me. Talk to a homeless person. There were so many ideas, but I think one that is so easy for all of us to give, and it costs nothing, is just to smile at people. I don't know about you, but oftentimes as I'm in my busy life and I see somebody that just looks like they're down in this world, things aren't going well for them, and I just give them a smile. Not always do they smile back, but oftentimes they do. So I invite you, first of all, to think about the last time you had an act of kindness, either one you gave or one that you received. Try to remember what that felt like and make a list of things that you can do, because I believe that it's paying it forward. And I thought about, did I get those flowers because I had done something? I do believe the universe does give back. What we put forward comes back to us. What an inexpensive way to have what they refer to oftentimes as the helper's high. So go out and perform some acts of kindness. Have a Toastmaster.